Big dump. Kirby, what's up, man? Yo, yo. How's it going? Where did I learn to read Bookmap? Most of it comes from just doing it yourself, from spending a lot of time just studying Bookmap. I still to this day dedicate times where I just sit here and study price action compared what I'm seeing on Bookmap compared to what I see on TradingView. You too, Aaron. You're in the wrong neck of the woods. I use the Bookmap data feed, David. So what I do is I use Bookmap data feed, and there's an add-on that you can apply when you go to configure or manage plugins. I add TradeMap Lite, which is supposed to filter out spoof orders and bot orders, things that aren't, that could be potentially misleading. But I don't use DexFeed. I don't use DexFeed, or excuse me, DXFeed. I don't use Rhythmic. I use Bookmap. I find it adequate. Trader Mom, what's up? How I refrain from any dog comments today? I don't think she'll care, man. Chat says good morning.
Good morning.
Take any pre-market trades? You must be a mind reader. I did take a little piece of this on one account. It's Friday, so you know how I am on Fridays. I'm trying to be very selective, very cautious, but this dump was, I called this out probably 5 minutes prior to it happening. I was sitting here telling my girlfriend, I said, I'm looking for this to dump here. And as soon as I got the clear signs, I took 5 micros, and then I added 5 into it. We took $360. Blew my fund and was just up 8K 3 days ago, man. I don't know what to do. Savo, this is gonna sound weird to hear, but when you do things like that, I don't know where you are in your trading, but I would imagine you're relatively new within your first couple of years. Those sorts of things are a blessing in disguise, man, because you get to learn from them, and it can save you a lot of that 8K that you blew right there can potentially, if you learn from it, end up saving you a lot of money later on down the road, because you can learn from those mistakes and not repeat them when there's more money on the line. So try to look at it that way. Make sure you're journaling exactly what went wrong, what you did wrong, how that was possible, and correct the mistakes that you made. Dean, what's up, man? Is she trading too? She is. She doesn't listen to me though. She listens to PJ. She doesn't. She doesn't like watching me.
I listen to both. Thank you.
Looking like a hiker. I appreciate that. I was thinking he's got to be taking this. Yeah. You know me too well, man. Does she know about the dogs? She's heard the comments. Yeah, her name's Kelly. Kelly. Had 2 red days back to back, took the rest of the week off. That's smart, checkmate. I haven't seen you. I mean, you've been in here a lot recently, but up until recently, I hadn't seen you a lot. But from what I can tell, you seem like you have some pretty solid risk management skills. And I think that is what a lot more people could learn from. How's the mood, Mac? We're good, man. I'm looking forward to learning. Can you explain some of the basics how it works? Yeah, I can. Um, I don't know what you know because it seems like you've been in here a little bit watching, but you got your levels that are here. These are limit orders stacked up in the market. What these big colors are that you see. You can change, the sensitivity so it'll filter out the smaller orders. You see how I can do that right there? It'll filter out all those smaller orders. I don't like it to be that filtered. I keep it on about 55-ish. That slide bar at the top, right underneath the help tab is where you can slide that to change the sensitivity. Then you got your volume bubbles. The bigger they are, the more volume there is being executed at that level. If it's more, I have mine on, if you right click on the volume bubble and go to volume dot settings, I have mine on total volume instead of volume delta. I think it's defaulted to volume delta. I turned total volume on. So if a dot is more red than green, obviously sellers are in control. If it's more green than red, then buyers are in control. There's tons of liquidity stacked all the way below us here, man. It's hard to resist this. Yeah, you're gonna bounce back, Mac. I was talking to the YouTube. Reno. We just absorbed a big order down there. Somebody yanked an order here. But this is very dumpy. Yeah, Tristan, she is, yeah. I was talking to the YouTube. I should have thrown it on for you guys to see also. Is there free bookmap sites? I think there's free streams on YouTube. I don't know how delayed they are. I don't know how clear they are to read, but I've heard there are free streams on YouTube. You also, if you go to my channel, I'm streaming it. Kelly does not trade the orb, I don't think. You're not an orb trader, are you? Yeah. I've told her about it though. They're alright, I use them when you're not streaming. Yeah. I've heard they're decent. Does she trade? Yes, she does. Sometimes they're kind of clustered, but they are alright. Yeah. Explosions heard near Iran's Shriek. Strait of Hormuz near the Strait of Hormuz, reasons unknown. The U.S. hit several tankers trying to break the blockade. Ruh-roh. Yeah, no problem, Kai. It's the software's on my computer, David. I'm not sure you can do it from their website. If you can, I wasn't aware of that, but I have it installed on my computer. My normal TikTok trader is in court today. I'm going to trade with you. Well, welcome. Glad to have you. Just so you're aware, I don't sit here and constantly click the button. I'm very selective about the trades that I take. Sometimes I don't take one at all. So it can get boring for some people. For some people, it's great. It's the discipline they need. Don't use Shabbat Shalom me. Does your girlfriend trade too? She does know, yeah. What's up, Will? Christian, are you sure she's not a Mossad agent? We can say whatever still, right? She's one of the good guys, I think. I have no reason to think otherwise.
That's what I want you to think.
They say they're jealous because that you get to see the dogs.
I do, they're my dogs.
She said, I do, they're my dogs. She trades ICT. She's relatively new, so she's sticking with the basics, the fundamentals, and as time goes on, she's going to start trading. She's going to be incorporating Bookmap more into her trading. Oh, you can hear? Okay, good. Bounce off the 200 EMA. No drinking here, man. I've been sober January 6, 2022. Since then. Travel, drink, gym. No drink, just travel, gym, school, but it just ended, so there's going to be a lot more traveling, hopefully. How can I learn Bookmap? Download it and dedicate certain sessions or days where you're not looking for a trade, you're just studying Bookmap. Do that for a long time and then start keeping your size very small, trade micros, and start using it to take trades. Learn from it, journal about it. There's no wall kissing going on here. You know better. I'm in school for economics at the moment. 1 year left. Just took a short and bump. Let's conquer the day. Just took a shot and a bump. Let's conquer the day. It's a hell of a way to get it going, man. I like your style. I wish it worked for me still. I do. Your boy. I do. One of the reasons I stopped showing my trades, and I do announce still when I'm getting into a trade and when I'm getting out of a trade, but the problem is if it's constantly on the screen when I'm taking a trade, what I really don't like, and some people think this is silly, I really don't care, it's my business, but look at this dump. I don't like the drive-by commentators that are just scrolling on TikTok and then they come across your stream, see a trade you're in, and want to throw some comments out there. I don't like that because whether I intended to or not, it has there is a psychological effect to that. And I don't want any influences on the trades that I'm in or the trades that I'm taking. I trust myself well enough to rely on my own analysis. I also don't like people signal botting. I'll tell you when I'm taking a trade, when I'll say I'm going to take a stab here, and then I'll say I'm fully out there. But you know, that's it. And I'll show my P&L. Like this, I took that small stab on that short earlier, made 360 on one account. That's the P&L for that right there. But that's the reason. That trade that I took just now, that short started with 5 micros. I threw 5 micros on top of it once it started going in my direction. I caught a bird. I'm saving it in my closet for when I lose a trade. You let that bird go. But typically shop deals, typically when I'm, confident about a trade and I'm willing to put on a little more risk, I'll usually just trade one mini, and then if I'm trading order flow, it goes 10 points into profit, I'll throw another mini on, move stops to break even, and let it run. Trail the stops on the way down or the way up. Kelly is full boarding today, just like the rest of us, right? No, she's not allowed to do that. It's full port Friday. That didn't know C-bone trades. I appreciate that, man. That balloon needs to go. It's shining a reflection right in my eye every couple seconds. Graduation balloon up there.
Good for them.
You're wild. Are the tortoises out there this morning? No, no tortoises, but there's like graduation balloons hanging from a balcony above. And it's like, keeps it shining in my face. Do I rely more on Bookmap or my strategy? I'd say Bookmap is a huge part of my strategy. You're getting these strong moves down, just these, look at these. I want you guys to be really careful today. Does Lazarus get jealous of Kelly?
Kelly bought Lazarus.
Kelly did buy Lazarus. I traded Asia last night because Fridays hurt me. I made 1K. I saw that in the chat, Will. Good job, man. I saw that in the Discord. Do you find it hard to learn Bookmap? No, it just takes a while to get used to getting comfortable relying on it. Reading it in a general sense is not that difficult, but it moves differently on different days, so it's not like it moves the same every single day. No, we read the Bible verse at 9:20. 9:20. Yeah, Bookmap is huge, man. I don't know the London OTE strat. I don't know what that is. PJ put out a good video yesterday or a couple days ago, or maybe it was a while ago. I don't know. But I just saw it yesterday talking about, and I've said this before, you guys have heard me say, be careful about consuming too much content because you'll get all kinds of different strategies jumbled up in your head and you're looking for a million different things. That's something that I try to tend to stay away from, is looking at all kinds of different strategies. I have something that works for me and I try to stick to it and consume as little of that other stuff as I possibly can. Is Bible verse part of your strategy? 100%, man. Strategy for life. Captain Call Out it is. Yo, Chris, since I bought a futures account yesterday, if I'm in a sell position, what position should I put below of it to actually take profit? A buy position? Opposite of whatever position you're in. Mac, you're scaring me with that question. I'm going to be completely honest. That's why I got those red days. I didn't stick to my strategy. Yeah. This is in queue. This is in queue. I didn't have a mentor trader, Mom. It's not too hard to, once you spend a little bit of time just staring at it, it's pretty easy to understand. You just think about those, you're looking for liquidity if you're trading ICT or something like that. So you would think like this London low, the reason that's attractive is there's a bunch of liquidity piled up there. That's kind of the thinking behind it. Well, if you were to look at Bookmap, you can see how that correlates to the same sort of thing on there, where you can see orders stacked up. I appreciate that, Maya. Your voice gives calm energy. I appreciate that. I'm glad it helps. I don't know why when I'm listening to you, my FOMO and stress is gone. Appreciate that. Caden, what's up? You driving a semi across the country after stream? I was thinking about it, man. After full porting and passing eval, should I scale down to micros? It's up to you, man. I don't ever recommend full porting to pass an eval. You got to stay consistent. Trader Mom, honestly, you can go to my channel on YouTube where I'm constantly showing Bookmap, but it's one of those things you kind of need to get also for yourself so that you can sit here and study it. Set it up the way that makes sense to you and study it. All right, verse of the day, Colossians 4, 5 through 6. Make the most of every opportunity. Let your conversation be always of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone. Fabian, good to have you, man. I got you, Mac. Do you take bigger trades than the normal trader? I feel like if I scroll down, I see a guy spamming clicks. Yeah, a lot of TikTok traders are just constantly in a trade and constantly clicking the button. That's not me, man. And they're on, I mean, Kelly, remember I was going to show you something. See if this guy's on. Watch. I would almost guarantee you that he is. Some guys are just on 24/7.
Well, he was up late, so he probably had to sleep at some point.
His account's gone.
That's wild.
His account's gone.
Huh.
That's strange. Your boy Teat, both. Mr. Potato, that would be my ball and chain.
Nice.
You look like the lead singer of Panchico. I don't know what that is. Is that a hearing aid, Gramps? Yeah. It's a hearing aid.
They're so mean to you.
I saw a guy that was trading, had only been trading for 4 months and was trying to sell a course. I saw that, Calvin. I got that marked out. You talking about that data wick right here? You had NFP at 8:30, so there was pretty interesting. I was paying attention to that too. How NQ didn't make that same wick down that M and Q did. Caden, it's in the Discord. Sitting like a fly here, rubbing my hands, anticipating the drop. Patience, grasshopper. You think anybody can trade? Not anybody. I think a lot more people than do find success could find success, but they give up too early. But I don't think anybody. There's some people who are just simply, they don't have the thought process or the personality to be successful in trading. She trades ICT. Do you sing for Kelly? Does she know you're the songbird of our generation? Sometimes. My girlfriend also trades, yes. Yes. To build on that last question, what do you think it takes then? I think it takes an ability to, I think it takes a tremendous amount of discipline and resilience to be able to basically get punched in the mouth and get back up and keep going. But discipline, so being able to execute a plan every single day and doing it again and again and again and again and again, even when you're not seeing the results that you want, because it takes a long time to start seeing the results that most people want out of trading. It's like working out, man. I mean, the gym works. Why aren't more people absolutely jacked? They don't have the discipline to eat right and go to the gym every day. And then there's simply some people who don't have the genetics to get in really good shape. And they're going to work out. And I know people that work out and have done so for years, every day, or at least several times a week. And they're just, if you looked at them, they just look average. That's what I mean by trading. Some people just don't have what it takes. But more people do have what it takes. They just don't stick with it. No, she hasn't taken a trade. AMD's good. Most strategies can be successful. It's all about you being able to master your psychology. I firmly believe that. I'm not one of these guys that's going to sit here and be like, oh, you trade ICT, haha, or you trade trend lines, or you trade, I mean, trend lines is a little goofy, but I still think you can find success with it. Supply and demand, any of those, I think you can find success. You need to master your psychology, and until you do that, there's not going to be any success in any strategy you trade. I haven't eaten today, man. I've been slacking. I've still been doing all right. I'm still hovering around 200 grams a day, but I'm not where I was like a month or so ago. What's your ultimate goal in life? Get married, have a farm, have a whole herd of children, build multiple companies, start a rehab. How much did you lose before profitability? So I would say the simple answer to that would be roughly 22, 23,000 around there. But you know, that wasn't like straight up losing 22 or 23,000. Hang on a sec. Hey Matt, can I call you back? I'm streaming right now. All right, man. Bye. It wasn't like a straight line down of 22,000. It was like, lose here, take a couple payouts here, or at the time I was trading Forex personal capital, so it'd be like, make a couple thousand here, lose a couple thousand. But the overall balance sheet before I started making consistent money was at about negative 22,000. Trader Mom says, "You go, girl. Love to see women in this man's world." I don't trade the orb, no. But a lot of people in here do, so I usually throw this up on the chart so people can see it. It's a pretty small range there. Christian, I have your dogs as my wallpaper on my computer. No SVJ, not yet. They're out of their minds with the market on the SVJs right now, man. All right, 1 minute till open. Gotta get Pink Pony Club here. There we go. MNQ juiced. Yeah, Samaj it is. It's tough. I'm on NQ. This is NQ. I don't like Bugattis, man. There's several other cars I would buy before I'd buy that. What?
In the group chat, PJ's Discord, someone said nothing beats a white monster, and someone said Matt Drywall never stood a chance.
All right, good luck, everybody. Stay patient. It's Friday, so don't be stupid. Don't over risk. Don't over leverage. Be very cautious. Lewis, what's up, man? Scarflu, ICT would very loosely. That's where I started. It's evolved more into order flow and momentum trading combined with ICT, leaning more heavily into order flow and momentum. I think in the month of April, I didn't take a single ICT trade. AZ, what's up, man? 812 Mogs, they're nice. I don't know if it Mogs the SVJ, man. If you've ever been in an SVJ or even just in an Aventador in general, and you've felt that car, listened to the sound of it, there's nothing like it. There really is no V12 that even comes close to the sound and the feeling of that Aventador. The shifting is so violent. It's like a monster, dude. I'm so ready to lose an account. Don't do that, man. It's Friday, so keep your risk low. Light risk. SVs are nice, yeah. What is the thing about the first Fridays of the month? Fridays in general have been tough for me, man. I've always, for some reason, statistically, my worst days have been on Fridays. So I like, recently I'm keeping my risk very light on Fridays just to prevent any sort of unnecessary bugaboos, if you will. Dream car? F40. I'm not a huge fan of the Rueltos, man. I'm a purist. I don't like this integration of the electric motors. Is your girlfriend trading? Yes, she is. Yeah, it sweeps, it pushes low and then goes right up, Terry. It seems like this is 3 days in a row. And now, and then later in the session, it dumps. I do have a Discord, yeah. F90. Working on that, up 10, working on it. Christian will have 15 kids. That's the goal. A whole herd of them. So many that I forget how many I have. What a pump. Got a 100-point candle there. Where can I find the disc? Here, I'll send, well, the link's in the bio. Should be in the bio over there as well. Copy and paste it into your browser. Yeah, red F40 would be sick. Trump speaks at 12. Yeah, we're pretty decoupled here. This is the same thing we've done the past 3 days, though. Yeah, every morning, 9 a.m., 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tons of liquidity stacked up to 900 on NQ. I have it marked out here. Doesn't mean it's going to go right there, but that's what the book map is showing. Tell her stop. We called that screen hacking when I was growing up. You're screen hacking. Huh?
Oh, 29,000.
Yeah. Big order just came down at 28,935 underneath us. They just moved it up to 28,940. I think they're going to keep moving it. Resting at 940 now. 224 buy orders. What's up, Pete? I use Bookmap, Scar. She is. She is trading too. Best truck in your opinion? I don't know, man. I've always been a Chevy guy, a GM guy, but
T100 SR5.
she says a Toyota what?
T100.
T100 SR5. I'm a GM guy. I think Ford is making some good products these days. But if I was to buy one anytime soon, I would get an AT4, Sierra AT4. Duramax. Yeah. What's your win rate? Chris, I would say whenever anyone asks me that, I can tell you my win rate, but what would give you more information about my profitability would be if you ask me what my profit factor is. And the reason being is your profit factor is basically a gauge of how big are your wins versus your losses. And the reason I say that is I could technically, let's say out of 100 trades, I win 99 of them, but the one that I lose far eclipses any of the profits that I made in the 99. Technically, I've lost more than I've won, even though I have a 99% win rate. So a profit factor would be a better gauge of profitability, and my answer to that would be 2.8. But if you really wanted to know my win percentage, I think it's resting around 66 still at the moment. It fluctuates between 62 and 66. Do I trade all day? No. I'm on from 9 to 11. Santiago, yeah, it is true. Best truck is the one that's paid off. Hey, there you go. I like that, Everett. Interesting choice of numbers for your trading window. What do you mean? 2.1 is good. That's a good profit factor. Both you guys trading? We are. Looking like a lumberjack today. I'm liking the plan. I appreciate that, man. Is this your full-time job or you do something else work? Nope. This is my main source of income. Ford just announced a Carhartt package for their F-250. That's interesting. Nope, haven't placed a trade yet. Took a small one pre-market, made 360 bucks, but waiting for something to transpire here that I'm interested in. Strong rejection there. 221 buy orders sitting at 28,940. Should be down here. Just tagged it. Tagged it on MNQ, did not tag it on NQ. Girlfriend, bear. Nice 5-minute gap there. Tapping into. Yeah. Orders go on there at 940. That would have been a good retest to go long to all-time highs. That's not how I'm trading though. Got orders at 29,000 where this line is above its joy. It's not, there's not a ton of liquidity to be honest, but where there is liquidity, it is above us for the most part. On NQ, on ES it's above us as well. ES is having a rougher time moving to the upside though. What am I squeezing on? What do you mean? Johnny. Stress ball? No. Probably hear my mouse. You're holding shorts, Cameron? On NQ or ES? That'd be a tough hold on NQ. Same two. ES and NQ. Mistake. I was going to say, that'd be a tough hold. Need way more momentum before I'd be considering that at all. Who took the retracement to that 5? Long off of that 5. Dadbot, I got a video posted, tagged, pinned to my page if you want to check that out about what I would do if I was new to trading again. Made 1.7, there you go. Very nice, Nick. I get that, man. Tell us advice for a good, good relationship. Foundationally, you need to make sure it's rooted in Jesus. If it's not, you're going to have issues. How do you feel after being so green for the month? Not to jinx or anything. Numb to it, man, because I know it can be gone in a blink of an eye. I don't try to attach too much emotion to it. I'm grateful for it and thankful for it, but I don't try to give it too much thought. I just try to keep doing what I'm doing on a daily basis, you know? What a pump. FLB, what's up, man? That's some great advice. I'm a religious man myself, but what is the reason for the relationship to be rooted in Jesus? I think when it comes to forgiveness, when it comes to understanding, when it comes to love, all the things that are very important and needed in a relationship, that those things, when you have a relationship with Jesus and you root your relationship around that, it leads to more success. Kevin, I did. It wasn't as big as I thought. I guess I miscalculated how much I was eligible for, but it was still a decent payout. Yeah, it was decent. I was thankful for it. Heck of a pump here, man. We have pumped 192 points since open. There you go, Naked Mile. The verse of the day was Colossians 4, 5 through 6. Make the most of every opportunity. Let your conversation be always full of grace, seasoned with salt, so that you may know how to answer everyone. I'm going to use the bathroom real quick, baby. I'll be right back. I'm going to use the restroom. Tons of liquidity building to the downside here on Bookmap. Doesn't mean it's going to take it, but it is there.
You should see what they're saying in the chat, but you get to stare at your shoes and your feet.
For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, do not fear, I will help you. Amen to that. Like that, Pete. Christian, you won't believe what I just got to pick up. I do. I think I will believe it. In queue, Noah. Just pump, pump, pump here. Can you see Bookmap? Yeah. There was more. You can see how they yanked these orders that were down here, building up. There was NFP at 8:30. I think there's some other. There is news. There's orange folder, prelim, University of Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectations at 10, and then Trump speaks at 12. Not sure what that's about, Noah. Aren't you excited, Pete? We'll see. Samaj, we'll see. Shadow, Bookmap doesn't go off of time frames like that. There's time slices. I think this would be considered like the 5-minute time slice, basically. But there's no candle, so it's not like, you know, one of these equals a certain segment of time. It's just what's visible on the chart. Yeah, Trump speaks at 12. Yeah, supposedly. What's he saying over there?
We're just talking about price action yesterday.
$87 on my calculus. There you go, Matthew. Good stuff, man. That'll play. That'll do. That's not easy, man, especially with Chambers. I know she's rough. She's a stickler. Shadow, it doesn't really, to answer your question, it's mostly sell orders that I'm seeing up there, but it doesn't really matter either way to an extent. You know, you would think it does matter, like, oh, if it's sell orders, that means we're going to hit that level and reject out of it. That's not necessarily what that means. It might do a temporary pullback if they were 100% of them were sell orders. It might be a temporary pullback, but there's still so much momentum pushing to that level that what is more likely to happen is pushing through that level. That could be people who are long and they're just getting out of the market. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's people opening up sell positions. It is a cheat code, man. It's wall hacks. It is wall hacks. We got a special guest today. Yes, that's the GF, bro. The GF. The old ball and chain. Yeah, man, no problem. Can you have candles? I think you can have maybe not candles per se, but I think you can have something on there. Let's see. Yeah, you actually can. Candlestick bars. So, but this is what it looks like. It's not like what you would expect. Bookmap, it's a little over 100 a month. So terrible, Pete. I don't know if it's gonna hit or not, man. Hey, have a good day at work, man. Don't work too hard. Where are you working, Matthew? I think you told me. Weren't you working at a golf? Was it a golf club that you were working at? I can't remember. Was it a golf club? Yeah, that's right. Dunes Club. Yeah. Beach Club. That's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's thin right now. It's looking thin. I'm just gonna keep sitting on my hands. What's your plan after your degree? Keep doing this, man. Get more involved in some other businesses, but keep trading. Why does your current order book look different than mine? I have no idea. I'm on M&Q, JUCO. That could be it. It should be pretty similar though, even so. Trading with you today. You're gonna get me at a drawdown. I do a lot of hand sitting, man. I wait for a time to pounce. I don't know what your trading style is, but I'm very picky about the trades that I take. You're on NQM? Yeah, I'm on MNQM. She does, Stephanie. Yep. Bookmap does help a lot. Look at these orders at 100 getting ready to get popped here. Boom. That's the momentum. See what I'm talking about? Somebody was asking, are those sell orders? Shadow, was it you? So we pushed right through that level. So if you had an immediate sell position, you went, how many points? Almost 30 points, actually 30 points almost exactly into drawdown, which is more than I like to go into drawdown on a trade. Prelim, U of Michigan consumer sentiment down, not that much. I mean, not tremendous. What's your plan after you finish your degree? To do this and to get involved in more companies, do other things that I got lined up. You bought any NeoCloud stocks? Haven't even heard of NeoCloud. My boyfriend and I trade together, and we love how nice you are. You've helped us with patience. Hey, I appreciate that, Stephanie. Appreciate that a lot. I have my moments. I won't lie. I have had my moments where I'm maybe not the nicest, but I try to make corrections very quickly on that. What I would want to see here, really what I would want to see, and this is going to be counterintuitive to what most people would suggest, and even what I would suggest most of the time. I'm looking for a dump like we got yesterday. Remember this dump that we had at 11:45 yesterday? It started. I would like to see this again. because we got all of this sell side right here. So I know that's very unlikely. It's wishful thinking. But that would be a beautiful play. Juco, I got a list of companies that once I get off of here today that I'm gonna be throwing some interest at, if you will. I'm gonna read a couple of the names to you. I just got the tickers lined up here. SMR, it's a AI energy infrastructure company. Small nuclear reactor stuff. It's kind of interesting. OKLO, which is advanced nuclear and micro reactor startup. NNE, which is a nano nuclear energy company. My thinking here is I think nuclear energy is beginning to become a lot more mainstream, especially when it comes to AI, because I think the power source for AI is going to lean more towards nuclear. It's way more efficient. It's one of the cleanest energy sources. So that's kind of my thinking here. VRT, it's a cooling company, AI infrastructure basically. A couple other ones, a lot of AI infrastructure companies, pick and shovel companies, if you will. Bitcoin, there's a couple of Bitcoin mining companies that I believe they're making transitions over to AI data centers. So one of them is HUT, H-U-T, that's the ticker. Some interesting ones to keep an eye on. Kyle, you got to pay attention to how price is behaving that session. So if you see momentum being created through levels, through major pools of liquidity, that's how typically it reacts. For that session, it'll react similarly each time. There are sessions where you have these big pools of liquidity and we just reject right out of it. Like we had kind of some of that going on yesterday. You guys see the UFO files that just got released? All right, Shadow, take care, man. Is she copy trading you? No, she's not. Yeah, those smaller like nuclear, micro nuclear companies, I think some of those are gonna be very interesting to keep an eye on. Push them back up here. I'm gonna move this line up to 150. Y'all both trade? We do. I got some quantum companies on here too. I think silver, I think you're right, ODT. I think you're right about the silver. They're discovering other stuff too, and they're actually trying to make things. Like I was watching the whole series the other day about all that. It's very interesting. Pete, have you seen these data centers they're like micro data centers that you can attach to your house now? There's a company called, I'm watching this move down here, see how low we start pushing. I had the company written down somewhere, but they're installing, Sam Altman's like big into this company. They can install like these data centers on your house now. It's kind of strange. solid body is good, yeah. That's your audio JLP. I don't think anyone else having an issue. Not sure, Cameron. Need more confirmation than what we've seen so far. Hyperliquid. I'll take a look at it. Sats. I'll write that down. Publicly traded. Got it written down. I'll check it out. I forgot that they locked the wallet between the 1st and the 10th, so I can't purchase coupon codes. So I didn't think that one through too well. Fully attached to must IPO of SpaceX. Okay, that's definitely interesting. Lannis, I'm not sure. Like I was saying earlier, there's tons of sell side that I would love to see get swept up. I mean, we're obviously trading at all-time highs, so any trader that's been doing this long enough is going to tell you be careful, very, very careful, trying to short all-time highs. But if we got some strong momentum to the downside, like we did, like if you look back at the chart from 11:45 a.m. yesterday, Eastern time, that's the move. I waited all morning for this move yesterday, and I rode that all the way down. So if we got something like that again today, I'd really like that. Need some very clear confirmation though. Are you holding some of that, Pete? Somebody longed open for the past week, they'd be so green, yeah. Starting to get a little interested in this downside here. Don't want to be too early on it though. Makes sense. Might take a short stab at this baby. See how this plays here. Check out ES first. ES is a little shaky there. I'm gonna hold off. That's I like that, Pete. PE is definitely the way to go. Dallas. Gold and silver's been a good get. You know it, Dallas. Pulse. I hate to hear that, man. I appreciate that, Kyle. One winning day from the payout. There you go. Dallas is joking, Pete. He's not being serious. Did you do the laundry? We don't have those issues. 1,000 an ounce. I think. I mean, I don't think that's wildly, unless they find some other. I mean, they're using silver like crazy in a lot of stuff now. Look at this push up. You got big stack at 125, 29, 125. Bad timing, Nick. Any tips for maintaining the 50% consistency on Lucid Flex evals? Yeah, if you're trading with Tradebait, go to your risk management settings. You can get there by clicking the application settings button in the top right corner of the screen. Select the account, click risk settings, and then put your daily profit for 1,500 if you're trading a 50K. Whatever size you're trading, just do 50% of what the total profit target is and click save. Bought silver at 17, holy cow. Silver right now. Silver futures. Locked in, man. Yeah, we are. Santiago. Might be a no trade Friday. I'd rather go into the weekend no trades rather than red. I like that, Matt. I like that. Silly, I am not in a trade. I use the 50Ks. I'd like to see that, Assam. What you doing? Baby.
Don't. I'm gonna cry, don't do it.
It's okay.
Don't say anything.
You're fine. It's no biggie.
I've taken like 10 trades.
Huh? How many?
A lot.
Why?
Because
Okay. Are you using book map? I haven't seen you look over there.
I've been looking at it the whole time. It's the only thing that I've done.
We can recover that easily, quickly. Just be patient. Don't take another one. I'll give you the call out. I'll give you a call out when it's time.
You gotta get to everybody.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what I do. No biggie at all.
Okay. I love you.
I love you too.
I don't understand how you read it. Tell her to click buy now.
All those orders up there you would think are attractive here, but you want to wait for confirmation and a good entry point. Because we're getting these big pullbacks into nothing.
She full boarded short. No, I lizarded short, just to be clear.
I lizarded short.
She hit that button. Listen, I have issues sitting on my hands, okay?
She's working on the overtrading thing. Everybody struggles with it. It takes time.
Trust me, bro. No, I do not.
She's not do TikTok, no. You're in great hands, Kelly. It was like you talking to me. Here's the heat map that you wanted to see. See how it's doing that? That's momentum. momentum slowing, and these are orders coming in this 35 range right here.
Mm-hmm.
So it could pull back prior to jumping to that 150 level.
Mm-hmm.
So you just see how the orders flash
But
in there.
why would it treat flashy things like that better than the big red bar? That's what I don't understand.
Yeah, that's just how it moves. That's what you learn from studying this. See, I mean, it went right to that level. Now you got more orders flashing here, so you got to be careful. It could pull it back even further.
Mm-hmm. But why not just go get the red bar?
It probably will. As I say that, it takes off again. Yeah.
Thank you, Jamie. What happened to your YouTube chat?
No, it's right here.
Oh, it's letting up too. Okay. Oh.
Appreciate that, Matt.
I am her. I'm here for all the women. Represent.
Tell her to touch the dog. She'll become.
I'm profitable because he's profitable.
You got this order flashing down here, so it's trying to drag price down. These are people trying to get entries here prior to going up higher. Now, I think it'll jump through there. I think it'll bounce through this level pretty aggressively. It might pull that low 40s to pick those orders. But I think this will bounce pretty aggressively here.
So what's hard for me to understand is why not get in right now?
Because this isn't what I want to see. I don't want this small little move. Now this will make a violent push through that level here in a second.
Describe the dogs in 3 words.
Let's see. I think it should give a little jerk up. No momentum there.
What causes momentum if it's not the size of the orders?
People clicking the button.
So me.
Well, the institutions. Retail isn't moving it like that unless you're trading 100, 200, 300 minis or something at a time. The institutions are doing it.
What are these at the bottom? What's at the bottom?
Here?
Mm-hmm.
The CBD, this is just like telling you how many buy orders there are versus sell orders, bids versus asks, the difference, things like that. See, there's the momentum. A little bit of it right there through the 50s. No, Ruben. I'm not in a trade. I'm walking her through what I'm thinking when I'm looking at Bookmap. How many points do you aim for to gain per trade? 20 or 30 is nice because I'm usually in for 1 or 2 minis. So copy trading across multiple accounts is a pretty solid day right there.
So like, why not getting along right now with that stuff stacked up there?
There's not enough momentum. I like to see it when there's just really strong momentum. Swift movements. You see these little dribbly pullbacks. At any second, this could just really dump as a retracement. Just got out from 29,081. Very nice, man. It's a beautiful trade.
Wow. Bottom ticked that.
Just made 10K off my top step live. Do you reckon I should be done today? Nah, man. Keep trading. Boxing, this doesn't go in time frames like that. It's not because they're not candlesticks. It goes in time slices, I guess you could say, but you can change the zoom. All the time slices do is just control how much data you're looking at. See, this is why I didn't want to long right there. You see this pullback here? Did you really just blow your account, Stacy? Kai, did you make money? Mic her up. She's asking the right questions. I only have one mic right now. Christian, how do you feel about LARPing? I'm a huge fan of it, bro. That's all I do is LARP.
You purple.
That's Uncle Chris.
Oh.
Goated LARPer. Dude hasn't taken a trade on stream in days. Ballas is the king signal botter. I feed Ballas's families with my signals, and now they're starving because I won't give them any. Look at this. All right, let's watch this move down here.
What do you do now?
Just watch to see what momentum creates. See if the order book changes, where orders start coming in lower here.
But there's no red stuff now. Is that why you now can't?
That's why I'm saying wait and see if there's orders that come in lower here. Off the LARP stand. What's the idea, Aaron? Yeah, see, we got some more orders coming in here, but we need heavy, heavy flow to the downside. Like we got, remember yesterday right here? That's what we want to see.
There's a nice almost BPR on the 1 minute at 145 in here.
Yeah.
But not on any of the others.
Very slight BPR there. And we haven't broken structure yet. So we're getting some more movement here, baby.
So now what? Just go?
Not yet.
Keep holding my hand. Keep holding my hand.
All right, I'm gonna. All right, we're getting ready to take a small stab here in a second. We're going to target this low down here at 80, right below 80. I'm out there. It kept pushing. It's going to keep pushing a little lower there. I could have held that a little longer and stayed targeting that 80. That 80 was my target right below us there. There it is. There's 80. No, I was short there. You in it?
Yeah, I don't want to get. Oh, there you go.
There you go. Made some back. That 80 was the target. See how, look at this. It hit that 80 level, and look at the rejection there. And
So-
that, what does that coincide with here? All that sell side that was built up to that wick low right there.
Okay. And now they're pulling it higher.
And it could keep going lower, but see how these orders are coming in higher now? Dragging it back up. I don't want to wait around to find out if it's going to continue higher. I'm not going to sit there through that trade. That was my target right there. We got in at 105, got out at 80.
Okay.
That's a solid trade. That's a solid 25 points right there with a mini.
So I feel like that thing you said the other day of basically ICT is looking for the longest leg and you're literally looking for a short chunk of it.
Yeah, because I'm sized heavier. Yeah, they're taking big sweepy trades, and I'm taking these smaller, almost guaranteed trades because I'm going off of the order flow and where the thing is stacked up. The only thing that can really change what I'm seeing there is if a Trump tweet comes out or some breaking news happen, a pipeline gets bombed or a terrorist attack happens. You know, you're more susceptible to that the longer you stay in the trade.
Got
I love you too.
Sell her the link for the course. I am the course.
Yeah, I just caught that a little bit of that short there, Jimmy, from 105 down to 80, or just shy of 80. I got out at like 85, I think. Kyle, I say a tweet. It's actually a truth. It's on his Truth Social app. But I use something called Financial Juice that is supposed to show anytime that comes out. It's been a little delayed lately, but overall, I'd say it's one of the better. You can also pay like $5 a day for a market swalk platform that'll in your ear just read you the headlines when anything like that happens. There you go, Marlon. I love you too, Ballas. I didn't hear when you were getting in. Oh man, I said it.
So why wouldn't you get in again right now? Put it at stop about swing 120 and then just ride it all the way.
Because of this. See that on the book map?
So it's like basically higher than.
And you see these orders flashing, trying to drag it higher here.
Okay.
You want that clear direction. We had clear, look at that momentum that we had to the downside there.
Mm-hmm.
That was clear. And we didn't have anything above us to potentially trade back up into at that moment. Now we do. We have all these orders flashing above here in the 30s.
Do you have names for left and right?
I mean, this is a clean inversion here and overlapping with that gap. So, I mean, if you're trading ICT, I can see why you'd say, hey, we had a break of structure. We have this inversion. We have this strong bearish gap. Mm-hmm. We still have sell side here. I can see why if you're just an ICT trader, you could justify taking this. But what I'm seeing on the book map says do not get into this right now.
Well, what's interesting is like technically the top of this mirrors the top of wherever they've got their stops up here.
Well, we don't know if those are stops. Yeah, we don't necessarily know that they're stops. And remember when we hit that 150 level earlier, we created that momentum through that level. Slight pullback right there, and then the momentum came. So here it is actually dumping here. So ICT, I'm sure there's plenty of ICT traders that are short, but I'm fine with fading that trade because of that. I don't trust taking a trade with that kind of liquidity sitting above us there that we're seeing on the book map. I don't need to risk it when I can wait for a trade that looks way more clear. Like it's starting to become, look, they just yanked those orders up there in the 30s, in the 20s right here. They just yanked that big set of orders. So it's becoming a little more clear to the downside. Might take another stab. Yeah, take a little stab.
Where are we going to?
I'm going to 50. 50 would be where I'd want to see this. Potentially. We just swept that previous low. Want to see it go a little lower here. I'm going to have my stops 10 points above us. Yeah, see, orders are starting to flash above us again. I'm holding though.
So technically it's a 15-minute that we're tagging into at 74.
Need that momentum down there through the 80s. Don't like those orders flashing above here. Tons of liquidity down to 50 here. Need momentum through these 80s. Nope, orders flashing heavy above here, trying to drag us back up to 100. Out there. Closed it. So we took a 10-point stop, and actually only 9-point stop on that. But those orders started getting heavy up at that 100. Still plenty of orders down to 50 here, but I don't like the way those orders came in heavy up. See, now we're pushing through the 100. Would you still love her if she was a Trump tweet while you're in a trade? Yeah. Just took profit 822. Nice. Yeah, see how we got heavy there and see how these orders started getting yanked down below us? You see that, baby? Are you still in a trade? You're not in a trade. You're not in a trade, are you? Are your stops above that BPR? I would put your stops above that if you were going to stay in this. You're not signed in on your...
You want me to be?
Well, it makes it easier. Look at the orders coming in here.
Do you want me to get out?
You get no. You just trade your strategy here. Big stack of orders at 120. I don't like that momentum there. She's trading ICT, Pete. So she's short off that inversion. But there's if you can see the book map at the same time here, there's tons of liquidity up in there. You know what, Chance? We're waiting on you, man. You and Jessica. You got some coming. Look at the book map here. You got some coming lower here, trying to pull us back down.
Thanks for trying to give me hope. Please go back down.
No, she does not trade trend lines.
No.
We're pulling it back down here. I just don't like that big stack of 166 orders sitting at 130.
Well, that's the very tippy top of the BPR on the 4 minute.
Look at that. You're starting to get the momentum back down. Nice.
I feel like my entries suck.
Can you sign in real quick to...
I think I am, though. Hold on.
Hang on.
Wait.
Oh, you're trading MQ. M and Q. Go to M and Q. Click on M and Q. Yeah, that's where you're...
Should I move this above the BPR?
I would, just a little bit. Yeah. And you can stretch...
I want this to be...
Stretch this out. Get more precise with your trade.
I don't like it.
This very well could play out. She's got the wrong hoodie on.
I do not.
A lot of liquidity up there in the 20s all the way up to the 30s. I just don't like that look.
Menchos? Oh, trust me, there have been a lot of tears, and I think I almost cussed him out one time.
Yeah, see, I don't really, I hate that up there.
mean, I don't mind this.
Yeah. Breaker.
And
Yeah.
because you have a low, high, a lower low. And
I see it. I don't think it's necessarily a bad ICT trade at all.
I just got in at the wrong spot. I should have gotten it up here.
Yeah. And you could have had your stops above the swing. Hang on. It just absorbed that liquidity. See that? All that liquidity just got popped there at 30. And then they rejected right out of it.
There's no crying in trading. No, there's crying after trading, though.
Appreciate it, Chance. Don't work too hard, man. Here's the book map. Yeah, she's got stops just above. If you're on the 4 minute, you look at the inversion, slight BPR on the 4 minute, she's got her stops above that. Stops are exactly 29, 130, is that 31?
Yeah, I tried to give it
29, 131.
Like, realistically, this should be above this at 29, 142, but I got in a stupid spot.
Yeah, it's going up.
No.
Stopped out. It's not bad, baby.
Baby.
Yeah, recoverable. Tell her to hop down to the 1 second.
This is where I start crying.
No, it's fine. This is part of the game. No, micros. She's trading micros.
I can't look at my own computer because I'll click the button.
This is where we just sit on our hands. There's no way people can actually read this. All right.
No way people can actually read. Oh, price action?
No, they're talking about book map.
Oh.
I'm on the 4 minute right there. This is the 5 minute.
If you haven't cried after a horrible trade, are you even trading?
It's true. Yeah, we're definitely not short right now. Bookmap is lit up to 167.
So the next question, why wouldn't you take it right now, upward?
Because we keep getting these pullbacks and we were just in a downtrend. We don't need to constantly click the button. We need to wait for it to be clear as day that we're very comfortable, not just guessing. The indicator is the FVG/IFVG Nephew Sam. I think it's 40, Paul. I think it's 40. I need to change that. I just haven't changed it. I think if you're new, it might be 40 or 50, but somebody was telling me that's not the case. I just need to change it. I think it's 40 right now. Did he tweet? I don't have it on mine yet. I appreciate that, Aaron. Have a good day, man. Yeah, we basically just swept up all of this liquidity here and then turned right back around. Bounced right out of that.
What is your 150 line still your bookmap line?
That was this big set of orders right here.
You need a different color for that. So I know it's bookmap.
Brother, I just took a trade. Took 2 trades. She is, yeah. She is, Paul.
Do you have more of those?
Yeah, will you grab me one? Appreciate it. If there's a setup, yeah, for sure. Thank you. I've done that before, Frank. That is devastation, man. I hate that for you. Sorry to hear that. If there's a setup, man, I'll take a trade. You just looking to signal bot? Yeah, she has. You look like the most American. I take that as a compliment. Tap into this inversion.
I forgot how good the cards are.
Mm-hmm. That limoncello is bomb. 5 minutes is wiki.
Yeah.
I am not Irish. German, Scottish, and probably some other stuff in there. She was listening to PJ. She's in PJ's Discord.
I listened to them both at the same time because he's really calm and PJ yaps. So between the two of them, depending on what I mentally need to not click the button, usually it works out. I don't recommend it for most people.
Scotland has the highest concentration of gingers in the world. We're a dying breed, man. Bro.
Is the woman next to you single asking for a friend?
How's PJ? He's good. She's new, Stace. She's new. Spaghetti on 5, yeah. Wiki.
What's spaghetti?
Wiki.
Ah.
Pro's got a girlfriend on his profile picture. Literally hugging her.
He did say asking for a friend.
What are we doing this weekend? She's got her graduation for her PhD.
Thus, the NC State switch.
Two of my brothers and my dad are the redheaded variety. I am very proud. I appreciate hearing that, ODT. Appreciate that, Pete.
Thank you, Stace. Tahini, I did my dissertation on weightlifting and the gut microbiome. So I had 62 women come and learn how to weightlift over the course of 2 years with us. It was a 12-week program, so we had a couple cohorts, and we measured a double-blind, placebo-controlled trial on whether or not taking probiotics can help you improve your body composition faster than just weightlifting alone. So everybody weightlifted. Some people took a probiotic, some people took placebo, some people took nothing. And then we measured their DEXA, body compositional scans, bone mineral density, lean body mass, their VO2 max, their resting metabolic rate, and a couple other things. So we found some trends in the data. We barely met power at the end. So for those of you who know statistics, you need a certain number of people or a certain amount of samples, if you will, to establish the fact that it didn't happen by chance. And so we barely met power, and we found trends in our data on lean body mass and fat mass. So you gain a little bit more muscle, you lose a little bit more fat. We also did gut axis stuff. So if you feel happier, if you feel more motivated, and those are all trending positive, which is awesome. But we didn't quite have enough power to stratify the data. So like everybody's in one pool if you were taking medication, if you were taking multivitamins. So that's why we didn't have full statistical significance. We don't truly know if you were to take out people who are taking medications, would it actually work better? But that's where we're going now. That is why people are.
He's talking about that dude with the.
That's funny.
Alice, be nice. Do you take probiotics now?
Yes.
Let's see where you get the yapping. To answer your question, Pete, yes.
Somebody wanted to know what kind of music you listen to.
Currently listening to Rise by Linux.
So lo-fi?
That's EDM, yeah. Appreciate that, Alice.
Yes, the PJ membership is worth it.
Bunch of orders stacked at this line I have here. All the way up to that line. Working on it, ODT. Working on it.
Thanks, Tahini.
I'm not getting her a car for a grad gift. She's taking the Pinto, man. She's getting the Pinto. You got PJ at home. All right, Cam, take care, man. Is that my child? What? How old do you think we are?
Oh, those are good questions. Also, scary question. Not sure I want them to answer that.
Marcus Parabolic, yeah. 1300 on mine, Mac.
Is that your child? No. Thanks, though.
I must look really old right now with this beard.
We're not in the Epstein files. Thanks, though.
You 36, her 19, way off. 10K on the day. Holy cow, there you go.
Nice.
Very nice. Daggum, take care, man. I'm 33. Is that wifey? Yeah. She is not 19. 23? No. All right, man. Have a good one. We'll be back on Monday. North Carolina, Jimmy.
AMT, that's my problem. There's a lockout button in Trade-Evade.
I'm trying to get her to use that religiously.
The second you are green and your brain goes, ooh, you have to click it. You can't.
Don't get greedy.
You can't let yourself be like, oh, well, since that was good, I'll just wait for it. Like, it has to be the second you see green, click the lockout button, because otherwise, yeah, your brain will want more dopamine.
That's the greed they talk about in the Bible. It's probably true. Because of the stero? What's a stero? What's the camera quality? I look like I'm in a movie. It's the DSLR Sony camera, man.
I think you're mirrorless, aren't you?
That one is...
Yeah, you're mirrorless. That's an alpha. Sony alpha.
Mm-mm. It's the
V10.
It's the, I can tell you exactly what it is right here. The ZV E10. Is that mirrorless?
Yeah. Most of their line at this point is mirrorless. E10 too. Santiago, we were talking about that last night.
I don't think I'm going to have redheaded kids. Did I take? Yeah, I just took 2. Only 3 accounts. I was only copy trading 3 accounts right there. Fridays have historically been my worst day, so I try to mitigate my risk on Fridays. So you haven't taken 15 trades. You aren't a real trader. I'm unfollowing. Exactly, Tristan. You're not constantly in a trade every time my ADD kicks in and I scroll 5 times on TikTok and come across your live streams. How much did Kelly make? Kelly has not made money yet. She will, though. She's got her espresso over there. I made her a nice little. She housed that thing.
Soon.
That's right, checkmate. I watched it, Tristan. Kelly and I were talking last night. There's a guy whose lives I scope in on sometimes, and I was watching him for like an hour the other night. Watched him lose like $1,200 back to back, and then that was towards the beginning of the stream, and then an hour into the stream, he had a new batch of people in there, and he was talking about how he was on like a 30 trade win streak, and I'm like, dude, I literally just watched you get smoked. I don't know why people do that, man. 100% win rate. Does she know what's under the hat? She does. She was giving me a hard time last night. I was like, I think since I stopped taking my test, my hair's growing back. And she looked at me and she was like, mm-hmm. I was like, you are a terrible liar. Santiago, I'm not naming names. I don't like doing that. Up 360 on one of my accounts. Never have I ever made this much in a day. Really? That's awesome, man. Waiting for the day that I go bald. It's not fun, but I'm going to get it taken care of, so it will be fixed. Swept that 170 level. Building up a lot of sell side again. I did pull hair pre-bald. I had actually very long hair when we met.
He did. He used to like slick it back. I thought it was so hot. I mean, I still think he's hot, but
bought 2 Lucids. Use my code. I appreciate that. Can we see a pic? She's probably got one.
I have several, but I don't know if they're like internet worthy. You know.
You going to Turkey? I'm getting my T3 done there. Potentially. I know somebody that did go to Turkey and they had great results. So potentially, but there's a good place in Miami called American Maine that some of their doctors, a lot of their doctors came from the place in Turkey where I would go if I went to Turkey. So all the people that I've seen and know personally that have gone to American Maine down in Miami have had really good results. It doesn't look like the fake hairline. You know, if you go, there's a place called Now Hair Time, and most of the people that go there, they have like this very artificial looking hairline. Like you can clearly tell. I want it to look as natural as possible. Trade multiple accounts, bro. I did trade multiple accounts. Yeah, there's one guy. Nobody cares. There's one guy. You can show that. I look kind of like a chud, if you will, in that.
It's an example.
This was a little trying to flex on him. Yeah. How long have you guys been together? 4 years.
Yeah, almost 4.
4 in September.
Or July.
Important question. Since the country is optional when buying a Lucid account, if my country is not there, but I'm still allowed to buy it, would that be a problem? I think they would block you from buying it. Hey, why would you leak the personal pictures you sent me, bro? My bad, Redwood. So that's the one that she's kept over the years, man. You know, of all the pictures.
I keep them all.
All right, Pete, have a good weekend, man. You have some advice on weight gaining? Yeah, eat a lot and often. My methods are a little probably different than what somebody who's a professional would tell you. But eating a lot.
There is bro science and there is real science. Often they both work. But when you hit the edges of either, you should work with a professional to figure out your own plateau and what will work for you.
Pick up the fork is the biggest key. And eat
Or
often.
put it down.
We're trying to gain weight.
Ah.
121. Do you use Bookmap in your strategy? I look for strong breakouts and clear momentum to a key level. And I look for the on that breakout, I look for a pullback into the area where the breakout happened, and I like to open the trade there. Usually stops are about 10 points if I'm trading order flow momentum. That's your wallpaper. Yeah, not a bad idea to call it. Ballas, have a good one, man. That's a good day. That's a good way to go into the weekend. What's the take on peptides? I don't know, man. I don't think there's enough information yet. I've heard some bad things. I think I don't know. I heard a recent study, a really interesting study came out. What's it called? Vascularization? Is that the right word? So when you're using that BPC 157, it causes vascularization. It induces that. So what that means is it causes more blood flow and with the blood flow, more oxygen to be carried to the areas that need to be repaired. But the problem with that in this study was claiming is that also, if you have tumors that you're unaware of, it can cause those to metastasize or get bigger faster, which is obviously not a good thing. So I think there's just more, there needs to be more long-term data about it before I would be interested in jumping on it. I've taken enough bathtub mix supplements before. I don't need to continue that. She does trade, Twizzy. You can try to lose, but really, if you just leave it the way that it is, Tahini, you'll just have to make more. It'll increase your profit target. Could you explain intraday profit, or intraday trailing? Um, it trails from your peak balance. So if you're in a trade that goes up 1,000 and then it comes back to only up 500 before you close the trade, that 500 goes against your drawdown. She does trade, yeah. Insurance covers testosterone for people who qualify, yeah. How come I'm not in a buy? It's not what I want to take right now. Hey, good job, Matt. It's not a bad day. 37, little potatoes, man. Smart to go into the weekend on, you know, better than blowing accounts or getting way in the red. I have heard of that, Maddie. She has one of the best teachers. I appreciate that, man. Jimmy, I don't recommend strategy hopping. These are tough markets, man. I would just recommend sizing down, being very judicious about the trades that you take, not over leveraging and not over risking in terms of just constantly being in a trade. Just be very careful. I think these markets are tough for a lot of people right now. I don't recommend jumping ship from whatever you were doing that was possibly working. I would recommend getting a payout on one of those funds first if you've never taken a payout. Yeah, man, no problem. Don't even worry about getting it back to me. You can hold on to it. Kelly, make sure Christian gets you a mic for next week. She won't be here. She's got work. All right, Maddie, take care, man. When did you start being profitable? Last year was when I really started seeing consistent, sizable amounts of income. That's tough, Jimmy. Take a break, man. There's nothing wrong with taking a break right now. Yeah, I'd focus on taking a payout from just one of those accounts right now, and just dial in on that one. Have I taken any trades today? P&L is on the screen. Matt, you too, man. Thank you. When was your first ever profit? I don't remember, but it was with Top Step. I started with Top Step. I started with Forex, trading personal capital before I ever found prop firms, man. I traded that for several years prior to moving over to prop firms. So it didn't take me a tremendous amount of time to get a payout because I had prior experience. But it's not unusual for it to take people a couple of years of trading before they get a payout. That's not unusual. Yeah, I don't like them either, Yummy. I don't try to set an arbitrary number for a daily profit goal. Usually have the trade limit, number of trades. I don't use my funded futures. Look at that. I like futures better than Forex. Slop, it's hard to say. I think if I had found the proper educational channels, that I could have been profitable a lot quicker. but it's not a race, man. If you think about trading in the long term, think about it as something that you're going to potentially do for the rest of your life. It's a skill that once you hone in on and you develop properly, you're going to have it for the rest of your life. It starts to allow you to slow down and not rush the process. I feel like the harder you push, the markets push back equally as hard. So you got to slow down. The fastest way to make money is to take this process the slowest. It feels oxymoronic, but it's the truth. Slowing down, take your time, really honing in on a strategy, a set of rules, a system that prevents you from losing more than you're making. And most of it boils down to mastering your psychology. That's awesome. Got my first payout of 2,900, and that's a big first payout too, man. That's awesome. What educational channels do you like? I really think that if you can understand the concepts of whatever strategy you're trading, like say you're trading ICT, you know ICT setups, but you're just still not finding profitability. I watched PJ Trades. I joined him back when he first started. Like literally, I found him on social media at the same time that he was starting up his Discord, and he had very few people in there, and I was able to get to, I wouldn't say get one-on-one attention, but I think he was able to really focus more on each individual person at the time. And so I really benefited from his ability to slow down and have a very disciplined psychological approach to the markets and learn from that. So I think if you can find, that's the example I try to set as well. And some people come in here, they give me a hard time, like, oh, you never take a trade, this and that. That's 90% of trading is sitting on your hands and waiting for the perfect time to jump in. And once you can understand that you don't constantly have to be in a trade, that it's fine to let trades go and to not have to be taking every single setup, you can wait for one you feel really comfortable with. That's when things will really start clicking. Yeah, I'm actually in college right now, man. I got 1 year left. Check on the trade. This dude calls me Buffalo Milk. Oh yeah. How much did you make on that? Nice trade, man.
The other thing with ICT,
All right,
this
Lewis.
guy, is he put his head in a hole for like 6 weeks straight and back tested 14 years of one strategy that was an ICT thing. Like I would text him and he wouldn't respond for like 5 hours. And he did that. Like he paid for TradeZella and just ripped it for years of data on one strategy. And that was before he used Bookmap. So he was only looking at that one particular thing. And then he started saying that he would add a couple other strategies and explore them as like tools in his tool belt. So he had one strategy he was doing and he might look at others. And then when he added in Bookmap, he started to see his strategy play out on Bookmap, and that's where everything went from there.
Well, that trade earlier was a perfect example. Somebody would say, okay, you're trying to short all-time highs, and that's a good point. But that setup earlier that we had we had a BPR, we had a sweep, a break of structure. That typically would have been a pretty decent short, but I would not have taken that simply because of the Bookmap. And that's where Bookmap came in and saved me so much, is incorporating that with ICT and saying, okay, this is a decent ICT setup, but I'm seeing something completely different on the Bookmap. There you go. Fridays are light, man. You see my P&L on the screen. I try to keep risk very light on Fridays.
Someone said they like the longer streams because we're still in here.
Yeah, I usually cut it at 11. Johnny, it's typically like a 2 or a 3 to 1. So I risk like 10 points to make 20 or 30. That's a good setup, though. That was a nice trade. It's tempting. I might take one more stab before I jump off, just for shits and giggles. Let's see how this moves here for a second. He's already gone, Johnny. Late entry on that. Order right there at 35, just got absorbed. Needed to push down to 20. Bad luck. Got a little trigger happy there. Yeah, stupid trade. It's okay though. This is what I was seeing on Bookmap for that. These orders started coming in. As soon as it opened that position, these orders started coming in higher on that. It's past 11. Look at that terrible fill there. I don't have any sort of crazy settings for Bookmap. It's mostly default. I have the VWAP on here, which you can't see right now. Where is it? It's way down here. But that's really, I'm using M&Q. That's why it looks so clean. Joy, they were down at that 120. That's why I wanted to target that. But that was a very strong pullback. We had orders as soon as I opened that trade, orders got injected above us here that were not previously resting there. I know. Yeah, that 200 level is bouncing. Full port long. No, don't. Where are you? I hate your computer.
It's just her side.
Look at that. Orders just came in as soon as you opened the position. It's okay though.
I need to do it.
I don't know how you do this without a mouse.
think it'll go.
Mm-hmm.
It needs to. So.
Those freaking orders that just got thrown in there down at 65 pissed me off. Why does it do that? How do you do this without a mouse?
I have it set where like actually right clicking is right clicking instead of double clicking.
Yeah, order at 65 is annoying. Pissing me off. Sorry. I'll get you a new one.
Don't say it's okay.
This PA is just bipolar.
Mm-hmm.
Look at it. It goes right back up. I meant like an external mouse. Like you don't use an external mouse? It's going right back up.
I was wondering.
Because you were in a decent amount of drawdown there. Yeah, I usually pop off at 11. It's showing you. This is showing you where the orders are stacked up in the market. It's showing you. It's showing you where the limit orders are stacked, and it's showing you the aggression of the market orders that are being placed. So, ideally, we'd be targeting these highs here. Placing massive shorts now. We did get a sell-off yesterday right around this time. It started at 11:30 and went to really kicked it at 11:45. But this price action is a little wonky. That's hard work right there. That's a good day's work. The thing is, as soon as it starts pushing high aggressively, we get these orders that get injected, like you see this right here. You can see where it was injected. It was injected right here, so you get these push up right here, and then all of a sudden these orders come in, dragging price back down. Then price will take these orders and then push right back up. So it's just bouncing back and forth. All right, Lewis, take care, man. Appreciate all the followers. If you're new, drop a follow. We're live every weekday from 9, typically until 11, but we're running a little long today. I don't really have any special bookmap settings. The only thing that I do differently is I change the volume bubbles to be, if you right click on a volume bubble and you click volume bubble settings, I change it to total volume instead of volume delta. But other than that, my settings are pretty much default. I love you so much. 200 is the key level there.
It's not yet. I'm about to just blow it. It's fine.
You can,
I feel this way right before graduation.
baby, it is
That's
fine. It is perfectly fine.
Wait. We're going
I was going to say, you could, when you get a pullback like that, it's not, if you're trading order flow, it's not a bad idea to add in, but this is sketchy price action here. Like these pullbacks, these erratic movements. Yeah, I do. I usually stop at 11. Yeah, see, that's just, you can't predict that.
She down.
It's okay. It is okay.
I have a floor lay. I have a floor cry.
It's okay.
I hate it.
I haven't checked
Why
out
did
the,
that happen today?
it's just rough price action.
1, 2.
Do you buy bookmap? Yes.
Okay, do you want to guess how many trades I took today?
Huh?
Do you want to guess how many trades I took today?
A lot. A lot. How many? That's efficient.
I think I can't watch bookmap because I will justify myself getting into every single trade.
Well, you got to know what you're looking for.
Right, but in my mind, I think I know what I'm looking for. Well, that was a waste of an account.
Baby, it is fine.
I'm sorry.
It is okay. I don't like this. I was hoping that we'd start to get some something going on here. I want to see price take out that low at 29,125. Yeah, I could see that wick low. I don't know what we're gonna get though. This is just herky jerky. You would think we're just gonna blow through these upper 90s into the 200s here. From what I'm seeing on the book map, it's just not happening. I mean, look at that wick on the 5-minute, dude. That 5-minute wick right here. And that's no bueno. All right, guys. 30-minute long here. Think I'm gonna call it. If you see me post a P&L, that's because we took a big dump and I hopped in on it. Otherwise, $29 will suffice, and negative on a couple of other accounts because there was some slippage there. think I'll call it a day right there. I'm not liking the way Bookmap's looking or the way this is reacting. All right, guys, we'll be back Monday at 9 a.m. like usual. If you're new, drop a follow. We're live every day, 9 a.m. to 11, typically 11. Today we ran a little long. So, love you guys. God bless you. Have a good weekend. Don't go into the weekend doing anything crazy with your trading. So, it's okay. The markets will be here on Monday. We'll see you guys.